everybody, in today's video I am excited to share with you the manicures I wore for the month of November. I didn't paint my nails a lot. I'm not sure why. Some months I just feel like I'm really on the game. Like this month I'm making a very conscious effort to switch out more often. I'm really loving this combo. My cuticles are super dry, so apologize for that. But November was just kind of like a weird month, I guess. But I did 4 manicures, and so let's talk about them. First combination I did not love, I'm not gonna lie. I had these two paired together. So I used this as a base coat, and then I topped it with some of this, and I feel like I was kind of rushed, and that affected the way I felt about it. But I just felt that it looked really pretty from far, but up close I just didn't love it. I think I had a sloppy application, and then I feel like this polish is older. So this is an older Urban Decay, like it's all worn out and everything. I don't even know the name of it, the label fell off. I just felt like this had like a, it's older, and sometimes the older formula polishes are a little tricky. And then this one had a very beautiful formula, and I kind of wish I would have just left it alone and not, done the topper situation. But this is Maybelline Color Show in Mauve in Manhattan. And like I say, I feel like from far it was beautiful, and this has a very beautiful like golden glow. But up close, no. Like last month's video, I had a couple of manicures I talked about too, where I felt like they were full of Monet, like in Clueless. And I felt like this was full of Monet as well. But this is gorgeous. It's very sort of like a grandma shade, which you guys know I love. I really miss these Revlon color shows. I feel like they had some really interesting finishes. At the height of this line, they had like hundreds of polishes, and I really enjoyed it. I have several in my collection still. This was a gift from a friend, and I just think it's really beautiful. So this alone, yes. These together, no. This alone, I don't think I would love either. It's like one of my vintages, so I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. But maybe I'll try it again another day with like a little bit more emphasis on like application principles. This next combination though, you guys, oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. I feel like the Kris Jenner audio where she's like, oh, look at this, look at this. So good, so good. So this is Orly in Persistent Memory. This came out, I believe, in a fall collection. I don't know if it was this year or last year. So I was getting the Orly Color Pass for the last 4 years, I think. I remember sort of like medicatedly ordering it while I was in the hospital after recovering from a surgery complication. And they had put out a lot of really beautiful collections, and I just was like, I need to get on this Color Pass. And so the last few years I just really haven't been enjoying them the way that I did the first couple of years. I feel like the summer collections haven't been neons, which I love. I feel like the interestingness of the collections has kind of disappeared. So I finally remember to cancel, because every year it renews, and then I'm like, darn it, I forgot to cancel. This year I remembered, and so I'm happy to kind of be out of that, because I feel like it was bringing a lot of polishes into the collection, and it was a lot of stuff I wasn't really loving. But this, love. It's the most beautiful vampy deep like, I don't know, like a oxblood red. This is one of the colors of the season for fall this year. This like very deep burgundy. You're seeing it in purses. You're seeing it in sweaters. You're seeing it in accessories, hats, boots. You're seeing it everywhere. So you might as well see it on your nails. Great formula on this as well. 2 coats to get opaque. Sometimes when I wear reds, I feel like I kind of flood cuticles, and then I have a hard time getting really good cleanup with red. I did have that issue just a bit with this polish, but it's not the polish's fault. It's mine. It's just an issue I have. And like I told you guys, I feel like I've been doing my manicures a little bit more like lazy daisy, and you can tell sometimes that I'm a little bit too lazy daisy. But this was so good, loved. And then I topped it with this Crystal Knockout, which is in the service of the Sith. So this was from the Polish Gamers box. I believe they had a Star Wars month, and I went really, really hard that month and bought a lot of things. And this was one of them, and it's so beautiful. I don't think I would ever wear this as a full manicure because I feel like it would be very thick. But as a topper, so good. And I feel like this is just like a perfect fall topper as well. I feel like there's some toppers that just really say fall to me. KB Shimmer Take It or Leaf It is like number one at the top of my list. I also love Essie's, I believe it's Shine of the Times. It's like, let me look it up. I feel like I'm losing my memory and like my staple polish memories, like my polish core memories are leaving my mind, and it's kind of sad. Yes, Essie Shine of the Times. I feel like that is just the most perfect like iridescent flaky topper, and I feel like it's perfect in the fall because it looks so beautiful over like these type of colors or like a really deep jewel tone. And I feel like those two are like very intense fall favorites for me, and I feel like this is in that category. After I paired it over this, I would like to see this over some other fall, maybe like an olive green or like a very dark gray, just to see how it works out. But this combination, you guys, amazing. Got tons of compliments on this. I just felt very like deep dark vampy, and I loved it. So beautiful, beautiful polishes. Then I feel like I was in the mood for something a little less fall-esque. Like I had done a lot of fall vibes, and so I wanted something a little different. I do still think this worked for the season, but this is Polish for Days in Friend Like Me from October 2022 PPU. So this is so beautiful, you guys. Polish for Days just has a chokehold on me at the moment. I shared my Black Friday haul with you guys. I feel like I've picked up a lot of things from recent collections, whereas I don't usually do that. And I also feel like I always recently have been getting things from PPU from them when I do a PPU order. And I skipped out on that poly polish that I got in the mystery bag, and I was like, oh, thank God. And this is just another one that like, oh, so beautiful. These shimmers that she does are just impeccable. And then she puts in this just slight amount of like holographic dust. Like she comes in and does a little sprinkle of the hollow dust, and it does it for me. It does it for me. Great formula on this as well. 2 to 3 coats to get opaque. I feel, I want to say I did 2 for the most part because my nails were shorter. But this was so good. I stared at my nails a lot while I was wearing it. I did get a few compliments on this as well. It was so good. So good. Perfect formula. Amazing polish. Loved it. Then, if you guys watched my manicure where I pulled polishes based on a Thanksgiving feast, I had to do that manicure. I just felt like the color story was so beautiful and unexpectedly beautiful. It wasn't like a video I was intending to film. It wasn't my idea. Justin kind of like proposed the idea to me, and I was like, I'm kind of in like a, not a mental block, but like a creative block, if you will. And I was like, okay, I really don't have anything like burning at the tip of my tongue to talk about, so I'll talk about this. And when I pulled the polishes, I was just like, oh my God, so beautiful. And so I did this like 30 minutes before I went to my parents to eat for Thanksgiving, and I really loved it. I felt like it was very beautiful, just giving what I wanted it to give. So on my thumb for this manicure, I had OPI's Ice Burgers and Fries. This is an older polish in my collection. I talked about it in that video, you guys. I just really love this tone of brown on my skin tone. This has an amazing formula. 2 easy coats to get opaque. Goes on like butter. It's like one of those polishes that I feel like I could literally like be driving in a speeding car down the highway blindfolded, and I could get a pretty decent manicure with this polish. Just because it's that good. Like OPI is so popular for a reason. Like the formulas for the most part are always good, even if sometimes we want more and we feel bored. Like they're consistent in formula, and they're like when you pick up an OPI, you pretty much know what you're gonna get. So loved this one. Beautiful polish, perfect for fall, just very warm and cozy. On my pointer nail, I went with this potion polish. And this was in Let's Get Alfed Up. I love this name, you guys. I think that's adorable. And it's just a very beautiful sort of like deep wine holographic. Great formula on this as well. 2 coats to get opaque. This was a gift from my sweetest friend, Amy Sue. I have never tried potion polish before, and I was very impressed. I think this would be a beautiful manicure on all your nails as well, or like a beautiful fall pedicure if you live in like warmer climates where people see your toes. I don't really do pedicures here in the fall and winter because I feel like my feet are literally always covered. But I know some people don't have that situation, but you might want to feel fallish, and I think this would really like sparkle off the toes and just be gorgeous. So very flattering shade. Just, I loved it. Deep dark vampy. It was beautiful. On my middle finger, I went with this People of Color, you guys. So gorgeous. This one doesn't have a label, and it's a weird to remember and hard to pronounce name, and of course I did not put it on my Instagram. But I'll look it up and it'll be in the description box down below. If you watched my other video, it was in the description box down below. It's a beautiful sort of like foresty green. Great formula on this as well. 2 coats to get opaque. I used to swatch for People of Color Beauty. I've also done a collaboration with them in the past. And I just really appreciate what the brand stands for. I feel like she is a very much... she is very much into making sure that women of color feel accepted and represented and have things that are flattering, and I love it. I think it's an amazing message, and I really just loved this. So great formula on that. Then on my ring finger, I went with MJ Lacquer in Wait, What's a Crelly from PPU December 2022. So these are like a butter yellow, and then it has a bunch of like multi-chrome flakes in it. Great formula on this as well. I would say 3 coats to get opaque on this just because the yellow is a little bit lighter on the lighter side. But the coats go on like perfectly, and I feel like yellows are sometimes kind of hard to apply. Yellows are like notorious for tricky formulas, and this had an amazing formula. And this polish to me just says stuffing. I don't eat stuffing, but this says stuffing to me, and I really just thought it was very nice, and I could see myself wearing this on all my nails. It's sort of like a pruggly, and I really enjoyed that. And then on my pinky, I went with Colores de Carol in The Hunter. This is from her Spider-Man series for HHC from April 2021. And it's just a gorgeous sort of like pumpkin-y orange with a bunch of multi-chrome flakies. This was my pick sort of for like yams or pumpkin pie, which is my favorite dessert of all time. And you know, for Thanksgiving, I had myself a nice slice of pumpkin pie covered in whipped cream. But this was so beautiful as well, you guys. I think, again, just another pruggly, very interesting shade, something you don't see every day, and I really enjoyed it. So overall, this look, it's a beautiful color story, you guys. And it's not something that I probably, if I wouldn't have done that video, it's not something I would have put together on my own. Also, when I do my Crellys, I sort of like to have a mix finishes. I like to have, you know, just your straight up cream, because I tell you guys, I am a cream girly till the day I die. But sometimes I feel like, you know, indies just give you this visual interest that a cream cannot. And when you're doing a Skittle, like the color is the visual interest, but it's nice to have like a second form of visual interest, I feel. Did you guys ever used to watch the show What Not to Wear with Stacey London and Clinton Kelly? Oh my god, that show was like my literal to die for Friday night show. It used to come out on Friday nights on TLC, and they would literally just get people, throw away all their clothes, give them outfit formulas on what to shop for, and then like give them this makeover. And they always looked amazing, but they had like when they were giving the outfit formula, they wanted like color. So there's ways to create visual interest in your outfit, and it was like color, texture, shine, So like metallics would be something like shiny, or like patent leather gives you something shiny. And then if you're looking more for like texture, you could wear like boucle, or you could wear like fur, or you could wear sequins. And then of course color, you know, like bright stuff, because a lot of people tend to wear a lot of black. And so those were like the outfit formula. And I feel like the same thing works when you're trying to do a Skittle. You know, like you have to have a good color story of colors that either like go together or are like opposing. I talked about this in a video years ago and kind of like went through the color wheel and like how opposites on the color wheel go together. Like they play off each other well. But you can also do like a tonal where it's like variations of the same shade. If you want to wear something like monochromatic, or if you're gonna do like shades next to each other on the color wheel are like complementary. And so there's like contrast colors, complementary colors, tonals, all this stuff. If I remember, I'll try and link the video. I did it years ago, and I just talked a little about color theory. So I feel like when you're trying to figure out how to wear a Skittle, like that's important to know, or you know, to kind of have an idea. I feel like a lot of people just have an eye for it because, I mean, we've all colored, we've all gotten dressed. We a lot of times too, like nature, you know, if you see something in nature, like those colors go together, like God put them together. He's the ultimate artist. And so if God figured out it works, like it works. And so I just feel though that sometimes like different textures also kind of help like bring the look together. And I used to love doing Skittles, you guys. I used to do a ton of Skittles. I kind of considered myself a little bit of a Skittle queen, and I just have kind of gotten away from that. And I'm thinking like maybe next year that's something I want to get back into, is more like Skittleness, if that's a thing, Skittleness. So anyway, that is everything I wore, but I want to talk to you guys about one more thing. I'm going to go off here. Have you guys watched the show on Netflix, The Ultimatum? I just started it this week, and I'm all caught up as to this point. There's like a few more episodes, I think, but they're making people wait, which I hate when they do that. Like I want to binge something. Like if I want to sit and rot on my couch for 3 days watching the same show to finish it, like please allow me that luxury. But anyway, it's crazy. So these people are all dating, and they've given, one or the other has given one an ultimatum, like I need to get married or we need to break up. So they all go to this place, and they break up there. Break up. And then they proceed to date the other people that are there that got ultimatums that are broken up. So basically it's like a train wreck and you can't look away. And I love these type of shows. So let me know if you guys have watched, and then maybe we could talk about it more in another video, because I'm like, this is crazy to me. I'm all over like the Ultimatum TikTok right now, watching what people think about the show. And the other one I watched and binged and loved was called The Later Daters. So these people are in their like 50s, 60s, maybe even 70s, and they're trying to date. So they hire a matchmaker, and she gives them tips on like things that they personally can work on to like be more successful in dating. And so there was this lady on there, her name is Anise. She's freaking 62. The lady looks legit like 40, maybe even 30s. She's like in impeccable shape. She's a diva for life. She has the most beautiful fashion. She has this like just very young, youthful energy. And I was like, if this lady's 62, I'm like 100 years old, because she's running circles around me. And then there's another lady, I can't think of her name, but I think she's also in her 60s. And she has the most beautiful house on the lake, and she wears all these like really fun pink outfits, and she's just very outgoing. And I feel like these people, like, I feel like society kind of tells us that at a certain age, like, you have to fit into these boxes, and you have to kind of like lose your playfulness and like lose your fitness and like lose your fashion sense and like just go off into a corner and disappear. And that's something I struggle with, because I feel like I have a very I don't want to say young personality, but like in my mind, I am still 20 years old. And you can't tell me I'm not. My body, on the other hand, is 1,000 years old at this point, like 100 at least, because it just doesn't cooperate with me. And you know, my health stuff. But I feel like I like fashion. I'm very into that. And I feel like I get my inspiration for a lot of different things, like, you know, for dressing and stuff. And I don't want to like change that as I age drastically. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go and like buy a house coat when I'm just because I'm 50 or whatever. And so I just really like how people seem to be like pushing back against that. But it was really interesting and I really enjoyed the show. I thought the people were really nice, but there was certain people where you could tell like why they were single. Like, I feel like the older we get, like, I call it baggage. I don't know. I think a lot of people have issues with that term. But we've all, you know, lived a lot of experiences as life goes on. And those experiences aren't all good, right? And so like we bring bits and pieces of those experiences along with us into like every situation of our lives. And so a lot of these people, like one of the lady's husbands died, and you could tell like that man was the love of her life, and like that had to be so sad. And then you know, some of the other people had been married a few times, and I don't know, it was just really interesting. So if you guys are just like laying around and wanting something to binge, I highly recommend Later Daters. I just thought it was really cute. And The Ultimatum, I might go back and watch some older seasons of it, because I'm in it to win it right now. But let me know if you watched either of those two shows, you guys. I am loving it. And then wait, that's everything I wore for the month of November. Sorry, I went off on a Netflix tirade. Let me know if you guys have any of the polishes I wore. Did you wear any of the same polishes in the month of November? And let's just talk all things November polish, Netflix, in the comments down below. Thanks you guys for watching. If you like this video, please make sure to click the like button down below. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do. And thanks you guys for watching. I will see you on the next video. I hope you're having an amazing day. Bye!